sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Cimnanya. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, smash that subscribe button, turn on your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm saying a very big shout out to every one of you for the support you all shower me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and this video is in two segments. The other one is like a man wanting to say the N word, and the other one is I mean, it's just crazy how colored people think that black people are genetically inferior and that black people are dumb and that they can also, it is just crazy how colored people wake up to vote against their own interest. They vote the Republican and thinking that they know that they are voting their own interest, like against their own interest, but they do not want to stand with black people because they feel black people are dumb. They feel black people are genetically inferior according to what they say. And then in the end, they wake up to call black people to come and help them fight. And it is just the saying where they say that a rich white man will tell a poor white man that their problems are from black people. Let's get into this video.
All right, so there's another video going around where I use the N-word again. I used it yesterday because I'm not ashamed of saying a word. You can call me a racist for that, but it's just not true.
Okay.
The thing is, they tried again to do exactly what Modern Warrior did by saying I was saying the N-word and you people in a video, leaving out the rest of the video. That video was about Democrats. That was not about black people.
Okay.
Not at all. If you go back and find the whole video, you'll see that I was saying a political rant about something. And I said, I don't understand how you people's brain works. And I say, I'm not afraid of anything. I will never apologize for saying a word. Plenty of comedians over the years have said it. They haven't all been black. The funny thing is you have to edit. You have to edit my videos. And you have to take the clips out of them the same way Modern Warrior did in order to paint me as a racist, because anything that you put in entirety...
I'm just going to play your whole clip.
...will not display any racism whatsoever. So, you are still not going to take me down by painting me as a racist. The important...
These racists and bigots make this too easy. First, I apologize to you all for making you all sit through that hour and 14-second video, but I didn't want him to say anybody edited anything or tried to paint him into being something. When you're born that color, no one has to paint you into being a racist. But I noticed he didn't say the N-word that he is so proud to be able to say in that video. Yeah, I think I don't need to do any more commentary on that. Y'all have the assignment. I'll see you later. I'll be in Oklahoma City today protesting for Julius Jones. Have fun.
I know that I'm not light enough, white enough, or pretty enough for my video to gain traction, but if only one person sees this, that's enough. I've been seeing a few responses from black creators around the letter to America, and I've been reading the comments, and what the response to the letter to America by bin Laden tells me is that the anti-black propaganda has been working. People see black people as inherently inferior, dumb, and not worthy of understanding. I say this because, like a lot of creators have been saying, if this is the first time that you've been awakened to the horrors of the United States, you haven't been doing enough and you haven't been listening. It solidifies for me that you don't listen to black people, and even more than that, you don't value what black people, especially black feminists, have to say. The things in that letter have been things that black people have talked about, screamed about. These things are easily accessible to find, easily accessible to digest, but you don't want to, because you don't want a black person to be smarter than you. Every comment, rebuttal, or condescension from non-black people to black people that happens on the internet happened in the 60s. You don't really know or understand Martin Luther King. You've told us time and time again that if we just bend ourselves into the box of white supremacy, if we are just more presentable in our approach for peace, we would get there. But like Kwame Ture says, we don't want peace, we want liberation. Every man is born free. It is the white man who enslaves a person after they are born. It is white people who need to be told to treat us like human beings. We know we are human beings. It is the white man that needs to be reminded. Black revolutionaries are not long gone philosophers that were writing their thoughts out hundreds of years ago. The things they are saying, the things that you discovered within the letter to America has been said in 1996, 1967, 1964, 1933. It was said before, and it will continue to be said after. Angela Davis, one of the greatest revolutionaries of our time, is still alive. It is not a memory. It is not historical. It is current. What I've been taught over and over again from white conservatives and white moderates alike, that no matter how hard you try, all of you inherently see us as inferior. You see us as stupid. How many times do I have to scream on this app that we have experienced the worst under all presidents? You don't value us unless we're educating you, and even still, you don't. You can use a jargon of how you know Black women save this country over and over again, but you don't really care about all the work that goes into that. You don't actually know what it means to save a country that would never save you. On a lot of videos where Black people talk about race, there's always those people who say, oh no, it's not race, it's class. You only see us as one-dimensional. Black and Indigenous people are the first ones in this country to be affected by the horrors of capitalism. Labor is capital, land is capital. The white supremacist, genocidal colonizers stole, assaulted, and forced Black and Indigenous people to understand what capitalism meant before we had these elitist words to describe the specific kind of suffering that is colonization. I will say it again. Y'all think that we are stupid. Y'all think that we don't understand class struggle or class consciousness because you only see us as Black. Too stupid to understand anything outside of racism. Capitalism is a machine, but racism, as well as all the other isms and phobias, is what makes it work. It's what makes it survive. You cannot have capitalism without racism, and you cannot have racism without capitalism. So if racism is dismantled, so is capitalism, and vice versa. But you don't really want either of those things to end, because in order for the system to be overturned, white people would have to sacrifice the unearned advantages of their ancestors. They'd have to give up their comfort, and y'all aren't ready to do that. I don't think you'll ever be ready. White people don't deserve anything that they have, because you would have none of it without colonialism. When I say that white people need to organize within their own communities, it means just that. You don't need to infiltrate our spaces. Our thoughts, our think pieces, our letters to America are out there and have been out there. But you don't want to do the work. You want to reap the benefits just like your ancestors did. You want to think that you're different because you don't have whips in your hands. But the psychological torture and gymnastics that you put Black people through is a different kind of evil that you don't want to admit that you participate in. We are tired. I can feel my ancestors being tired. There was never an American dream for the Negro. Like James Baldwin says, to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a state of rage almost all the time and in one's work. And part of rage is this. It isn't only what is happening to you, but it's what's happening all around you and all of the time in the face of the most extraordinary and criminal indifference of most white people in this country and their ignorance. Now, since this is so, it's a great temptation to simplify the issues under the illusion that if you simplify them enough, people will recognize them. I think this illusion is very dangerous because, in fact, it isn't the way it works. A complex thing can't be made simple. You simply have to try to deal with it in all its complexity and hope to get that complexity across.
The thing that gets me about white people and then TikTok, because people have more access to directly talk to people faster, is that y'all think that Negroes are stupid. You think that when we talk about race that we don't understand class, but of course we do. Anybody is going to understand class and the class struggle. It's going to be Black and Indigenous people. Black people were brought to this country for capitalism, white supremacist capitalism. We were brought here to do slave labor. Indigenous people, land is capital. Their land was stolen from them. We understand class struggle, but it is intertwined with our racism. The only reason I respond is because I know that Martin Luther King was dealing with this. I know that Stokely Carmichael was dealing with this. I know that Angela Davis deals with this. We all invoke Martin Luther King, and you've never read a letter to Birmingham jail. The main reason that he wrote that letter was to address white moderates who are constantly telling him that they don't agree with his tactics, although they agree with his message. Most, if not all, Black revolutionaries have talked about class. Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, Angela Davis, the Black Panthers, Black feminists, Indigenous leaders, Indigenous feminists, Black leaders. About our whitewashing of history is that the United States has done a great job at making it seem like Black people, Black revolutionaries only talked about the Black struggle, like class is not intertwined with the Black struggle. You cannot be anti-racist without being anti-capitalist. You cannot be anti-capitalist without being anti-racist. Stop treating us like we're dumb when all the talking points that y'all have come from Black and Indigenous people. There's a reason why poor white people vote Republican and vote against their own interests. It is because of racism that is intertwined with capitalism. For real, you just think that Black people are so stupid and one-dimensional. It's sad. And just one other thing I'll add is that you also think that Black people have not been talking about global solidarity. I unfortunately do see a lot of Black people talk about how nobody cares about Black people, why should we care about other people, when our Black revolutionaries have been talking about global solidarity for a long, long time. And Stokely Carmichael talks about how we cannot call out what the United States is doing internally without also calling out what they're doing externally too, and what they're doing to the world.
This young lady is on point. I mean, she came all out. I love all the points she made. And like what she said, they think Black people are dumb. But like, it's just crazy how we have proved there is no need to prove anything. But they would rather vote against their own interests. I mean, it's just crazy how some people are really already moving mad. Because if you are not moving mad, you definitely will not want to vote against your own. How do I wake up to vote against my own interest? That shows how deeply racism has eaten so deep into so many people that they don't see anymore. When they talk about Black people, all they say is that they are inferior in this, they are inferior in that. But then the people that you keep saying that they are inferior in this and all that are still the same people your people want to be. But I mean, they want your reading, but they don't want your blues. I mean, it's just mad. Instead of them, I mean, like Black people, they've been calling them all out, telling them that, man, they are using you also against your, they are using you against your own self. How are you the instrument? You can imagine me being an instrument against my own, how do I say, my goodwill, or I don't think goodwill is the right thing. Against my own success, I think that is the right thing. I'm the instrument used against my own success. And they would rather sit down on it and be okay than coming out to be with Black people, to probably look for a way to turn around things. And in the end, they find out that they are being used, then come back to run to Black women to tell them, if we had listened, you will keep listening till the end of the day, because at the end of the day, you all wake up still to do the same thing. Yeah. I mean, they know they are voting against their own interests. It's just like, there is this, I keep saying this particular thing. It's just like a rich white man telling a poor white man that his problem or their problems are from Black people. And then they are so brainwashed that some of them don't even open up books. Some of them don't even read. They don't also want to listen from the people that have experienced so many things and all that. They think they are okay. But then in the end, they come out to know that, can Black people help us fight this? No, Black people ain't helping you all fight anything. Face your own rhythm, dance to your own tune. Because in the end, they will still go back to do the same thing they helped them fight for. This is all I got to say. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.